Hi guys, Ray here from City Fan TV, and I'm joined by the main man himself, Bernard Deneen from the Citizen Channel. How you doing, mate?
I'm okay, mate. I'm fine. Yes, just had a nice. I'm clean shaven, not like some scruffy buggers on this vlog today.
I'm going to say we were talking about grooming yesterday, talking about shaving your heads and stuff. And Bernard's going to had a shave to make me look bad. I mean, I'm looking like a scruffy git, aren't I? I'll have a shave tomorrow. I've got a job on tomorrow. Don't like shaving every day. I'm too sensitive. My skin is too sensitive and soft. And
sensitive and Ray are not two words we usually hear in the same sentence. To be honest with you,
absolutely, guys. Let's move it on. We've got a game. I'm recording this on Tuesday evening. Hopefully, I'll get it out on Tuesday evening. And we're recording this ahead of the game tomorrow night against Red Star Belgrade. Remember, guys, it is an early kickoff tomorrow. Some brief news: no Haaland in training and no Doku in training. So that's a bit of injury news update. And they're not going to feature tomorrow. They don't need to feature, and there's no point risk. Even if Doku's nearly ready, there's no point risking him. But the main thrust of this vlog, this video, is to talk about KDB, and he's coming back. KDB is coming back. What's that?
Slowly.
Oh, it is very slowly.
Yeah.
And boy, have we missed him. We've missed his mercurial talent, that right foot, that wand of a right foot. That is, as Liverpool fans tell us, is second in the league to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Deluded so-and-sos. But look, KDB was injured. He was actually injured last season, and he played that Champions League final. That got in. Did he play the Champions League final? Got injured. He was injured the first game of the season, weren't he? Am I right with all I'm saying?
I'll correct you if I ever see anything, hear anything incorrect.
So he injured himself in the first game, but afterwards people said he came back too soon. But you'd like to think City's medical team know what they're doing. And but it was a serious injury. It was a lot more serious than we thought at the time, because he didn't pull up and collapse on the floor. I think he walked off on with some maybe assistance or on his own steam. But that was in August, September, October, November, December, 4 months already. 4 months he's been out. That is a serious injury. I think he had surgery. It's a very, very long term injury there, 4 or 5 months. And it's all guesswork and conjecture as to when he's going to come back. But couple of little dicky birds, couple of sources, good sources have told me that he will be back. He's training at the moment. I don't know what the level of training is, whether he's training. I don't think he's training full pelt with the lads, but he's doing his own. I think by the signs of it, he's doing his own training. So, but that's going to be, whether you call it rehab, whether you call it, whatever, he's doing that, whether you call that training or rehab or whatever. And I suggested that he might be able to come back this month, but I was looking at it, back in August. And so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about, but no, a rough idea. But I thought I'd be back sometime in December, hopefully playing at the end of December. By the sounds of it, he'll be playing in January. Now, I think he himself and Peppers echoed this. He said, KDB will be coming back at the turn of the year. He'll be ready to play, I think, at the beginning of January. Obviously, we don't know when. Someone mentioned he might be safe to take a little part in the potentially that Huddersfield FA Cup game. That could be a good game to bring him back as a sub, which is the 7th of January. So beginning of January sounds right. Bernard, how much have we missed KDB?
I don't think we realised how much we're going to miss him, did we? I mean, of course, link him with certain other guys who've left us over the close season. It was like losing 3 key players, wasn't it? Or 2.5 key players, depending what mood Mahrez was in. And that's what it is. I mean, obviously, I hope he's in the FIFA World Club World Club squad, isn't he? He's in that, so I'm hoping to see him in the old kit, ready and sort of there with the boys. I've seen him with Natalie Pike. I've seen him all over the world the last few weeks. So he's certainly fit. And his hair looks wondrous. I mean, I know we don't talk much about hair on this, but I don't know what he's done with his hair. But all this time off, all this rest, it's luxurious. It looks really good.
It looks like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo now with his long hair.
I am jealous, absolutely. he looks fantastic, and he looks fit. He's lost a lot. He's obviously weight-wise probably needs to bulk up just a little bit to play competitive Premier League football. But good God, how we've missed him. And the thing is, no one's really, although Foden, when we went back to August, thought he might step into that role. I don't think Pep's had the chance to allow anyone to do that. No one's been able to. He's had to use people like Bernardo and Foden in different roles. So we've not really filled that. We've not filled that vacated spot, unfortunately.
Do you think
we've had to play as a team? It's not quite worked, has it?
Yeah. Do you think that Pep has accepted or realised very quickly that nobody else could take KDB's place, and so he's changed tactics a little bit to try to compensate? If Foden could have played that role,
I think Pep's decided, like we've all decided, we need to be within shooting distance by Christmas and get him back, and we can go on from there. And I think I think it started superbly well. I think it probably started better than Pep thought it would. Yeah. Although we didn't have a lot. Let's be honest about it. We weren't playing great teams, and when we have played the good teams, we've struggled, and I think Pep knew it. I think the fans, if we're being realistic, knew this was going to happen as well. And that's key to it. Get as long as we're in with a shout by early January, get KDB back, fit, firing, no more problems. Big fingers crossed. It'll take him time to get back. He won't suddenly, we know KDB from old when he's been injured in the past. It took a little while to get going. So, I think that's what Pep's been trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, going back to that Club World Cup squad, I don't know when it had to be in by, and if it was a couple of months ago or whatever, then you can see why he's included. He might go with the boys, he might go out there and cheer the boys on, but yeah, we really have missed him because no one is KDB. No one is KDB. Question is, when he comes back, who misses out? Who drops out? You've got Foden, Alvarez. Those are the two that we've discussed in the past. Who do you think misses out?
Well, the obvious guy who might struggle is who's not really set his place, not really got his place certain. Is Alvarez? I mean, Alvarez just hasn't been. Again, I've said that's partly because how Pep's had to play him. He's not played to his strengths, but unfortunately, that's meant that Alvarez hasn't been able to get that little niche, hasn't he? He hasn't been able to create that undroppable element, which as a world-class player, which is, he's won the World Cup, but hey, he's only young. He's only a young lad. He's still got to get used to things. It's a totally different game playing for Argentina than playing for Manchester City. It's as simple as that. And he would be first in line. And I don't think that'll be a detriment to him at all. It's just how it is. It's just simply how it is at the moment.
I mean, by the sounds of things, Haaland will be back, so that makes it a tough decision, because if Haaland wasn't around, I think that makes it an easy decision, because Alvarez could have stayed in, KDB slots in, and we end up maybe playing a false nine, or maybe trying to put Alvarez up top and being the target man. So it's you're right. I think KDB is going to take a long time to slowly come back. We don't want to overdo it. We don't want him breaking down again, because if he breaks down again, could be his season finished.
Could be his career. It could be his career finish, really, if you think about it.
Well, how old is he now? 32, 33?
Yeah, 33 this year, I think, or he has recently, yeah.
Yeah, so he's knocking on. He's knocking on. He must be 32. I'm just checking his birthday, 28th of June, 1991. So he's 32 and a half.
Yeah, 32, yeah. 33 next year, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bit left in his tank, you'd like to think. One element that I'm going to mention that I think we've missed, not his leadership qualities, because I know you don't like him as a captain, but he is vocal. He is demanding on the pitch. He's a whinger. He's a
presence. He's a presence on the pitch.
Yeah.
And that's a negative to other teams. It's a positive for us, but also it's a negative for other teams. And of course, we're lacking that at the moment. We're lacking that key. All right, if Haaland's there, he's a key player that occupies other teams' minds. But at the moment, there's a vulnerability about City. Other teams are taking advantage, and of course, part of that is no KDB.
Yeah, I think when KDB comes back, it will give the rest of the players, City players, a boost. It will affect their confidence because, hey, we've got KDB back. You know, it's so probably a calming influence to have KDB on the pitch to look and say, wow, we've got one of the best players in the world. And it hopefully will raise the players' games. Whereas now they look around, and with all due respect, you look around Foden, Grealish, Doku, Alvarez, you know, even Bernardo, they don't have that same presence, like you say. Like the presence, Gundogan had presence. Even Mahrez, to some degree, had presence. And obviously KDB. Even Laporte had presence. So we've lost a lot of...
Well, they've earned respect, haven't they? And that's part and parcel of it at the moment. If teams don't respect you, then obviously whether they respect you correctly, you know, you might be past it and they're still respecting you, but that doesn't matter. If they respect you, that sort of ties one arm behind the backs. And of course, at the moment, we've got some great players, of course, we have, but we lack that special person that teams think, hang on, guys, you know, all right, he's not playing so well, but we know he can suddenly tear us apart, and we don't really have that with anyone in the team at the moment.
I think when KDB is back, he'll help other players to get more space and time because he will be pinpointed. He'll be, you know, they'll try and get 2 men on him. The same with Doku, where Doku gets the ball. They do not want to leave Doku one-on-one because he skins people.
Doku, Haaland and KDB on the pitch, and then you've got Foden and Bernardo. I mean, they've got a lot on the plates, haven't they?
Yeah, that's this
other teams.
Rodri as well. So you've got the 6 forward attacking players, and it automatically makes me feel better. It makes me feel so much better, you know, to have KDB on the pitch. It will be fantastic. I think it's not going to be. It's probably a wrong thing to say to have a comparison, but because I wasn't there, you were when Colin Bell came back after a long injury. But you know, this is a long injury for KDB, 4 or 5 months. It's going to be a bit emotional, I think, for some fans to see him back because he's been here for a long time, and I think there's going to be a lot of noise because we're excuse me. I think the fans, the players, the team, everybody's expecting KDB to come, shake things up, and City to go on a run. And for once, I hope everybody's right because obviously we need that to happen. We need KDB to drive us forward. Any last points? Any last thoughts, Bernard, on KDB?
No, just interesting you mentioned Colin Bell there. You sort of people like Paul Lake. I mean, obviously we live in different times. We're very fortunate now that medically we can solve problems, which you know, we've lost so much talent. You know, obviously other clubs have done the same over the years with these injuries, and it's such great that KDB, all right, 4 or 5 months doesn't seem that long, does it? But when he's getting towards the twilight of his career, it's a big chunk, and I think he'll be raring to go. I think him personally, I mean, he'll be galvanised. You know, he'll add another couple of yards to his, you know, you know, that's it. He's gonna. There's no way he's going anywhere. He's gonna finish his career at City. I can't see anything else happening. And he's gonna love it. There's a risk when you play for it.
There's a couple of risks, I think, when you've been out for a while. There's one, your body's not used to the load that you're going to put it under in a match, because training is not a match. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second is because you're so eager to get back, you might overdo it, overextend. Because you missed a long time, you might keep going when you know you shouldn't. So these are all things that obviously KDB is going to have to he will be aware of. I mean, you know, but
I think we might learn. I think we might learn as it goes on. Perhaps not now, but certainly 2 or 3 years' time when he's retired. I think there's a story to be told about this injury that we've not heard. There's been, you know, I think there's more. There's something more to be said. But at the end of the day, he just wants to get back there on the pitch, and just delaying something a week or two, you know, after 4 or 5 months, it doesn't matter. He's got to be spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you're right. He's not going to be coming back this side of the new year, I don't think. You know, do we need him against Huddersfield? Not really. 10 minutes at the end, if we're winning 10-1, yeah, I don't mind him coming on and having a little run around. But no worries, mate. Thank you so much, Bernard, for joining us today. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. We'll see you around, Blues.